In the Chittagong hill tracts of southeastern Bangladesh, a small indigenous community clings to its past while facing the pressures of the present. They are the Bawm, also known as the Bawmzo, a people among the Zo ethnic groups, whose story begins in the same kind of mythic cave told by many other Zo-related tribes across the hills of Myanmar and northeast India. Like many other Zo ethnic groups, the Bawm trace their ancestors back to a cave in the far north, somewhere described as China. From that dark opening they emerged, walked south, and followed rivers and mountain ridges until they reached the highlands of the Chin Hills. Around the village of Tiful in Hakka, they began to be known as the Bawm Howl, a distinct clan within the wider Zo-Chin world, yet sharing that same origin in stone. Over time, they moved again. In waves, around the 16th century and later in the late 1700s, Bawm groups pushed eastward into the Chittagong hill tracts of what is now Bangladesh. They settled in the dense forests of Ruma, Thanchi, and Rawangchari, building bamboo houses on raised platforms perched on hilltops and ridges. Today, more than 70 Bawm villages are scattered across these hills, long before anyone drew the line between India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh. The Bawm lived by jhum cultivation, clearing and burning patches of hillside to grow rice, banana, and vegetables, shifting with the seasons. Their social life centered on kinship, village elders, and customary law, where disputes were settled locally rather than by distant courts. The word Bawm itself is said to mean knot or ties, a reminder that their identity is built on connection, just as their origin is tied to the same cave emergence narrative shared with other Zo-related peoples. With British rule in the 19th century, the Chittagong hill tracts became a frontier zone, governed by special laws and watched by security forces. The Bawm were already well established in the hills when the 1947 partition and later Bangladesh's independence in 1971 reshaped the map. They did not migrate into Bangladesh because of the border. They were already in the Chittagong hills, and the border simply passed over their land. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, Christian missionaries, especially Welsh Baptists, reached the Chin and Chittagong hills. Over time, most Bawm adopted Christianity, transforming their spiritual life while still preserving many elements of their traditional culture. From the 1970s onward, the Chittagong hill tracts became a theatre of conflict between the state and indigenous groups. The Bawm stood alongside Chakma, Marma, and other Jhumma communities, demanding land rights, political autonomy, and protection of their culture. The signing of the Chittagong Hill Tracts Peace Accord in 1997 marked a formal end to armed conflict, but many of its promises, especially on land, militarization, and indigenous governance, remain unfulfilled. Today, Bawm villages still live under the shadow of land disputes and military presence. In recent years, the Bawm have drawn renewed attention, not for rebellion, but for repression. In anti-insurgency operations linked to the Kuki-Chin National Front, hundreds of Bawm villagers, men, women, and youth, have been arrested, often under terrorism-related laws. Many remain in jail without trial, while others have fled their villages and sought refuge in neighboring states such as Mizoram and Tripura, crossing the border that once ignored their existence. The Bawm may be a small community, but their story echoes that of many Zo ethnic groups. They share the same mythic cave, the same pattern of hill life and migration, and now the same struggle for dignity in a world of borders and state power. In the hills of Bangladesh, the Bawm are a living reminder that Zo history is not only written in textbooks, but in the memory of a people who came out of stone to claim their place among the hills.